Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where in the world you are, everyone. My name is Franklin Smith. I'm Executive Director of Isaac, and I'd like to take this opportunity of welcoming everyone to our fabulous opening ceremonies of our virtual event 2025. We are planning this opening ceremonies to go no longer than 1 hour, and we have an amazing rest of the afternoon event planned in this very same Zoom room, which you will hear more about in the coming few minutes. And thanks to Isaac's lead committee for putting that event on as well. So before we start, I just want to let everyone know that captioning has been enabled for this session. And you can also, if English is not your first language, you can also select whatever language you wish to have the captionings appear in. It is auto captioning has been enabled for this session. So please feel free. You just need to go to the Zoom control panel, look for the caption menu, and you'll be able to select your language of choice. All right, so without further ado, let's get this ball rolling, as we say here in North America. First of all, I'd like to, on behalf of Isaac International, recognize our amazing event sponsors. It is through their support that we are in good measure able to put on this amazing event during this month, International AAC Awareness Month. And so a big round of applause and a big round of thanks to PRC Saltillo, Assistiveware, Toby Dynavox, and Attainment Company. We have developed over the years great relationships with all of them, and we look forward to continuing that partnership into the coming years as well. So thanks to them. And by the way, if you are an attendee at our event for the sessions coming up tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you will see that these companies are also giving sponsored sessions. So please do check them out and please do attend. The topics are going to be interesting. The speakers are amazing. So by all means, check them out. So this sort of gives you an indication of what we're planning for the opening ceremonies. And it's my pleasure to hand things over to our fabulous Isaac president, Yonit Hagoel Carnieli, for her opening remarks. Yonit, please take it away.
Thank you, Franklin. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Yonit Hagoel Carnieli, and I'm the president of Isaac International. I want to welcome you all to the 2025 Isaac International online event. It's wonderful to see many passionate advocates, AAC users, family members, professionals, researchers, and all other stakeholders interested in AAC coming together from across the globe. Isaac's vision is that AAC will be recognized, valued, and used throughout the world. Our mission is to promote the best possible communication for people with complex communication needs. This is why Isaac conferences are so important to fulfill our vision and our mission. Conferences provide opportunity for learning about AAC, finding out about the latest research and discussing technical developments. The impact of AAC is profound. It's not just a tool, it's a lifeline. It bridges gaps, it builds connections, and ensures that every individual has the power to express himself fully. We've seen how AAC has transformed life from helping children find their voices to empowering adults to lead more independent and fulfilled lives. Our conference theme this year that was chosen by Isaac Research Committee is Innovation, Inclusion, and Advocacy in AAC. This conference brings together an incredible spectrum of voices, including more than 120 amazing speakers relevant to our community. And all the sessions will be available online for the next 6 months. 15 of these voices, these speakers, are lecturers who are being presented by AAC users, and they inspire us constantly and every day. Professionals who dedicate their careers to advancing communication technologies. This is a unique space for collaboration. So together we can continue to build a future where communication is a right and not a privilege. Unfortunately, we cannot provide a face-to-face conference this year, but we are so excited to have an online event. It's an outstanding scientific and practical program with the participation of leaders in the world of AAC across the globe. So over the next 2 days, we will explore topics ranging from the latest innovation in AAC technology to advocacy and to inclusion strategies. This is a time for us to learn, to share, and to challenge ourselves to think about what's possible in our world. I encourage all of you to dive into these sessions, to share insights, and to make meaningful connections. And now it's my pleasure to pass the lead on to Franklin Smith, our amazing executive director, who will share more about logistics and other announcements.
Thank you very much, Yonit. This is the exciting part of the event where I get to share some details with all of you. I know we have our event attendees online right now. I know we have presenters online. So I think some of this bits of information will answer some questions that I've been seeing coming through email over the last 72 hours. And we've tried to respond to each and every email. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer because the volume is a little high, as you would expect before an event. But I think the information we're going to share will address some of those questions. Before I get to that, though, it is never an easy thing putting on an event like this, whether it's in person or virtual. There's a myriad of details that need to get covered off. And we could not put on this event without the significant help of some key individuals who I'd like to just recognize right now. Every session, beginning tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, every session has been assigned a Zoom room moderator. So we've got the names of all of our amazing moderators on the screen right now. I know as attendees and presenters, you're going to give them a big vote of thanks for stepping up and taking this task on. So please do thank them and please do wish them well. And we know they're going to do an amazing job in moderating and making sure that the technology functions the way it's supposed to function. So thank you to our amazing moderator volunteers and Zoom room people. I would also like to recognize the fabulous leadership team that we have here at Isaac, who helped put on this event, make it a reality. First of all, obviously, our Isaac Executive Board, of which Yonit is the president and head of. Our Isaac Lead Committee, who has spent many hours structuring a pre-conference celebration immediately following this opening ceremony. So we would encourage anyone and everyone to please stay online and please take part in that. Yonit mentioned our Isaac Research Committee, reviewing all of the papers that were submitted and providing their objective recommendations on it. Of course, the amazing Isaac staff team, who has worked many hours to reach this day. And I'd also like to thank our friends at the North American Alliance for Communication Access, who have made sure to push communication access to the front of this event. And you'll be seeing more of that shortly. And of course, a final big thank you to two of our very key volunteers, Michelle Philippi and Jamie Van Echo. Guys, we couldn't have done any of this without all of you. So thank you very, very much. In terms of communication access, you're going to be seeing these slides at the beginning of every session. And I'm not going to take time now to go through them, but I just want everyone to be aware that communication access is at the core of what Isaac is about and what we're trying to achieve. So at the start of every session, our moderators will review this information. Our presenters have seen this information, and their presentations are certainly going to be in line with Isaac's communication access guidelines. So yeah, you'll see this at the start of every session. As I said, it's really core to what Isaac represents and what Isaac stands for in terms of communication access for all. So in terms of the opening ceremonies, I just wanted to provide a brief overview of some frequently asked questions, if you may. As noted, all sessions are going to be occurring October 27th and 28th, Tuesday and Wednesday, tomorrow and the day after. Sessions will be occurring in all these times, and I'll speak to times in a moment. All of these times are local to Toronto. All the sessions are scheduled to occur between the 8 a.m. and 12 noon time block, and then again the same day, the 8 p.m. to 12 midnight time block, again Toronto time. Now, I'd like to note, and I know we sent out an e-blast late last week, that over the weekend, many locations in Europe have changed now from summertime to wintertime. Here in North America, we're a little bit behind the times. We are still on what we call daylight savings time. So there is now a change of 1 hour in the time offsets between Europe and North America. So I would encourage all presenters, all attendees to please go to the Isaac event website, conference.isaac-online.org. When you look up each individual session, there will be a hyperlink there that says something to the effect of click here to view global converted times. Please do double check the start time. The start times given are local to Toronto. Please do check the time for your local time zone, and please keep in mind that additional hour change that wasn't here last week. As noted, all sessions have a volunteer who will be in charge of the Zoom room, our Zoom room moderators. And yes, they'll be moderating the session with the exception of our Spanish language sessions. All of our Spanish language sessions will have a separate and fully fluent Spanish moderator. And again, closed captioning, translated closed captioning is available. So you will be able to attend any session you want and just click to see the translated captioning in the language that you prefer. We are encouraging all sessions to begin precisely at the scheduled start time. We are running multiple sessions in individual Zoom rooms, and in many cases they're backed up right against each other. So we're going to ask presenters to make sure that they end their presentation no later than 5 minutes prior to the scheduled end time, and that's including questions and answers. This will allow time for the next session to start, unless otherwise advised by the Zoom room moderator. In some cases, there will be an empty block following a session, in which case, we can be a little bit more flexible. Unless otherwise required for accessibility purposes, we are going to ask all presenters to share their own computer screens and run through and progress through their slides for their own presentation. Uh, that's a practicality item because everyone speaks at a different pace and everyone goes through their presentation at a different pace. And it just makes it easier and smoother rather than having to say, next slide, please, next slide, please. If for accessibility purposes, someone does want the moderator to progress through the slides, then please let us know so that we can get the message to the moderator, and we will need you as a presenter to make sure that your slides have been uploaded to the Google Drive folder that has been made available for your presentation. As Yonit correctly noted earlier, all of the sessions are being recorded, and all ticket holders will be able to access all recordings. We are anticipating that recordings will be available after the conclusion of the entire event, excuse me, and that will occur likely during the first week of November. You'll need to log into your account on our conference website, conference.isaac-online.org. And all recordings will be available for viewing for 6 months from the date of release. And we will, of course, send out an e-blast to all ticket holders when those recordings are available. As noted, all sessions will have auto-translated captioning available. And yes, attendees can pick the language they wish to view captions in during the live session. All sessions on October 27th and 28th have ASHA CEUs being offered for them. And those ASHA CEUs are also available for viewing the live recordings afterwards. When each session ends, attendees will automatically be directed to a session survey. That survey will contain information as to how to access the Isaac Virtual Event ASHA CEU online submission form. And yes, correct. The sessions, today is October 27th. The sessions are October 28th and 29th. So my apologies for that typo there. In addition, all attendees will receive a follow-up email after the end of the live session, and that follow-up email will also provide the URL link to access the Isaac ASHA submission form directly. All information and questions in the ASHA CEU submission form need to be answered in order to be eligible for CEUs. And then we take all that data and pass it on to our good friends at ASHA. So and I know we get this question all the time, that people haven't seen their CEUs hit their account yet. It does take time from the point where we pass the data on to ASHA for them to process it. So if you don't see CEUs in your account, the best place to start is to contact ASHA directly. So at this point, now that we've dealt with the logistics, it's my pleasure to pass things off now to our keynote speech for today. And I would like, at this point, we have a pre-recorded introduction of our keynote speaker by our fabulous chair of the Isaac Lead Committee, Esther Klang. So I will play that introduction right now.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 ISAAC Conference. It's my honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Alyssa Hillary Zisk, who will be delivering the keynote speech to launch this year's ISAAC Conference. A scholar, advocate, and changemaker whose work has shaped the way we think about communication, neurodiversity, and access. Alyssa is a researcher at the intersection of communication, neuroscience, engineering, and disability studies, holding a PhD in interdisciplinary neuroscience from the University of Rhode Island. Their doctoral research broke new ground in understanding brain-computer interfaces for people with ALS, but Alyssa's influence goes far beyond the lab. They are a passionate teacher, a prolific writer, and a tireless advocate for the rights, agency, and inclusion of AAC users and neurodivergent people. Alyssa's work is as wide-ranging as it is impactful. You'll find their name on dozens of peer-reviewed papers and book chapters about augmentative and alternative communication, autistic language, and the ethics of research. As the AAC research team lead at AssistiveWare, they're still adding their name to more. Alyssa also serves on advisory boards, editorial teams, and community organizations, always centering the voices and expertise of those with lived experience. Alyssa's writing and advocacy have reached classrooms, conferences, and policy tables around the world. If you've read their articles, joined their workshops, or followed their contributions to #AughtChat and #ATChat, you know Alyssa brings both rigor and heart to every conversation. Whether they are analyzing data, mentoring students, or challenging the language we use, Alyssa models what it means to lead with curiosity, humility, and a relentless commitment to inclusion. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Alyssa Hillary Zisk.
So, Alyssa, I will hand it over to you. Thank you very much.
Shalom. Y'all. Hello, allemaal. 大家好. And. 感谢.
I genuinely appreciate the introduction you gave me, Esther. Today, I am presenting as a neurodiversity activist cum AAC researcher about innovation, inclusion, and advocacy in AAC. Inclusion makes me ask who is doing the inclusion and who is, all too often, expected to perform gratitude for a seat at what should be their own table. So I am drawing on Keshiana Sajumus's Autistics Present talk of a parallel title to say AAC users deserve more than crumbs. I am adapting and reprising it to say AAC users deserve more than crumbs. Because we are getting crumbs, and we deserve better whether it's about our specific disabilities, the supports we need, or both. So what is a crumb? A crumb is a nod towards inclusion or tolerance that still does not treat us as full people and equal partners. The whole brownie is when we get to be real human people, who do things for real human reasons with all our sources of knowledge taken seriously, in roles that match our knowledge, with the decision-making power to back it up. Current communication access is crumbs at best. Estimates keep coming back to say about 1 person in 10 who should have access to aided AAC actually does, or about 1 person in 10 who should have access to aided AAC has been properly evaluated for it. People who need AAC but don't have access, or don't have enough access? 1. Deserve full access, and 2. Deserve to be treated like real human people who do things for real human reasons, not just to feature and rhetoric about presuming competence. On top of that, those 1 in 10 estimates miss broad segments of people who should have the opportunity to see if AAC helps them. One of the A's stands for augmentative. After all, even if I don't think all part-time AAC use fits nicely into augmentative or alternative. Which points to the very acronym as possibly a speech-centric crumb. Augmentative to what? Alternative to what? Do we need to consider the it doesn't stand for anything anymore approach the Tash and the ARC took for AAC itself? But back to access. The AAC we have access to may well be a crumb anyways. PEX is crumbs. A grid of 2 or 4 words is crumbs. Hesitant inclusion or frank exclusion while learning motor planning on an insufficient system? Crumbs. Enforcing fully speaking neurotypical language norms? Ranges from flatly inaccessible to crumbs. Whether it's the prioritization of speech output, the discouragement of pointing and leading when they work, or would work if people admitted to understanding all communication they actually understood, it's crumbs. We deserve better than for AAC to be considered a stepping stone to speech. We deserve for the fact that AAC on average leads to more speech specifically alongside better communication overall to be an interesting factoid only relevant to people who, in the absence of external pressure, would still like to speak more, not a regular rhetorical justification needed to get people AAC at all. One group recently found there was no satisfactory self-report measure for access to communication. We may, as people, know that communication always has at least 2 sides, and thus any communication problem has at least 2 sides. But our ways of measuring communication are all too often about the perceived skills of just the one disabled languager who does not have adequate access to communication. And that any evaluation of a person's so-called communication skills is at least as much an evaluation of the match or mismatch between their communication access needs and their current communication toolbox. Or an evaluation of how willing the evaluator is to even consider the possibility of their competence. Every single currently extant funding mechanism for AAC is also crumbs, because of how it requires professional certifications that themselves require speech, because of the ways people have to pathologize us to get us access, because of the ways devices have to be locked down to be given to us at all, because of the people who are locked out because of being too disabled or not disabled enough. People who can't get AAC covered under those crumbs of extant formal funding deserve better than crowdfunding campaigns and charities that have to plaster their stories as advertising in the hopes that inspiration porn will bring in the money. And once, or, let's be honest, if we get access to robust, aided AAC, support for multilingual AAC, more crumbs. On a technical level of saying all the words correctly, my best option for code mixed utterances involving both English and Chinese is an app that doesn't even claim to support Chinese. On a user experience level, of course, trying to use a grid-based app that doesn't claim to support Chinese as a typing-based user of Chinese and English is absolute shit. Not actually the fault of any particular system that doesn't even claim to support my languages, but still crumbs. And my language pair here is the current imperialist lingua franca and the official language of the world's second most populous country. There are language pairs that are served better, but notice that I'm saying pairs, not trios, quadruples, or sets of arbitrary size. Let's not even get into AAC voices that sound like plausibly the same person across 2 or more languages, which probably affects the extent to which multilingual AAC users identify with our AAC voices. But how much research on multilingual AAC deals with the perspectives of multilingual AAC users? As an aside, I might theoretically be able to make personal voices for some, but not all, of my languages. But then it would sound like my speaking voice, which I don't actually want. I use male voices for gender reasons, because truly androgynous ones aren't available for AAC. We deserve better than needing to decide which set of problems we are more willing to put up with. Even the work addressing what people supporting multilingual AAC users need in their attempts at designing things for us are crumbs, for them and for multilingual AAC users alike. Not even because the published work on it is bad itself, because it's trying to work with technology that is often so far from what's really needed. The people supporting us need more than crumbs too. And to get them to the whole brownie, they'll actually need to know what it is we want as AAC users. Neither multilingual AAC users nor our supporters, nor any AAC users or our supporters, can actually reach a full brownie, while any of us are struggling with monolingual, monomodal ideologies and crumbs. And at an organizational level, every organization that listens to one AAC user, or claims to listen to one AAC user, but picks one who rarely if ever argues with them, and claims they have done their representation duties, is handing out crumbs. Or one crumb, as the case may be. Every organization that claims to be for us, but where there aren't enough AAC users in leadership positions for us to have veto power, if something is bad enough for all of us to agree it's a problem, is handing out crumbs. Demand the whole brownie. We deserve the whole brownie. And yes, our families have important voices, but they are not and cannot be a substitute for AAC users ourselves. So we deserve better than call after call for research advertised as wanting to know about the experiences of AAC users, but actually recruiting the people around us as participants. Our supporters matter and also need more than crumbs, but they are only us when we are literally also them. Anyone claiming our supporters are a substitute for us is either looking to lock AAC users out of conversations about our own lives, looking to make AAC users and our families fight over the crumbs we're both dealing with, or both. Team up and take their brownies instead. If an organization's AAC users are all similar to each other in a way that isn't clearly a result of the organization's remit, it's fine if the autistic self-advocacy networks or the autism women and non-binary networks AAC users in leadership are all autistic. But it would be a problem if Isaac's AAC users in leadership all had the same diagnosis. Then some of us may get whole brownies, but too much of our community is still being handed crumbs. Demand the whole brownie for all of us. We all deserve the whole brownie. Every indication of a binary between people with expertise and people whose support needs are, well, called support needs if they're even recognized as being needs, means we are dealing with crumbs. Talk about inclusion, but have a clear idea of what rules we can or should hold, especially one that doesn't include leadership or having a fully speaking person actually answer to an AAC user, both on the org chart and in practice. Crumbs. explicitly write requirements for some positions that mean AAC users inherently can't be considered qualified, even if AAC users are hired in other positions. Crumbs. Pigeonhole AAC users into PR positions where we can't make real changes. Crumbs. No matter how great the AAC users in those positions are. Crumbs, crumbs, crumbs. Guide us into lower paying self-advocacy positions that don't require the credentials or experience in the field we may have. Crumbs. Even if some of us are in positions that use, require, and compensate us for our actual credentials and expertise, that's the exception, not the norm. Keep us in the token self-advocate or community partner slot indefinitely rather than supporting our access to the training to become the researchers ourselves and the funding to run our own projects. Crumbs. Make assumptions, in any direction, about which skills we'd like our collaborators to teach us to do independently, help us do with support, or simply remove from our plates. Crumbs. React with surprise or incredulity when an AAC user is in fact an AAC user and needs supports even when we're hired for our qualifications rather than into a token self-advocate slot. Crumbs. And an organization getting it right for one AAC user can still hand out the crumb of a token self-advocate position to another. Demand the whole brownie, not just crumbs, for all of us. We all deserve the whole brownie. Ask how to better include us while making it clear in their survey design that they haven't considered how to let the AAC user professionals and AAC user researchers we already have accurately answer the questions from all their roles. Crumbs. Instructions on what parts of ourselves to leave out are not a solution there. They are a declaration of intent to continue providing only crumbs, losing only the plausible deniability that they didn't know they were demanding we cut parts of ourselves off for their idea of inclusion. Ask for life stories. Ask us to be self-narrating zoo exhibits, rather than whatever it is we want to make known, synthesized because we can in fact understand the key lessons of our own lives, and may even know things beyond our own experiences with AAC. That is, in fact, a crumb. Even when life stories are what we might have chosen. Because memoir is a real genre and autoethnographic methods have their own journals, it is still a crumb whenever the people with the power in this field decide that a self-narrating zoo exhibit is what they want, rather than giving a real choice. So ask yourself, how many presentations by AAC users have you attended that aren't us telling our stories, and often sanitized stories at that? With an abled parent or professional who believed in us taking the protagonist spot even in our own stories? And of them, how many were introduced accurately, rather than implied to be about our experiences when they were really about our expertise? I sure hope the answers aren't zero. I've attended several. But how many have you, personally, found and made time for? How many do you think have been rejected for being too anything that is presumed not to be appropriate for the infantilized? Because queer and trans AAC users have had to protest about that before. Gender presentation, apparently, is too risque. And when an AAC user does get to give such a presentation, we deserve better than questions that are about anything, everything to do with our life stories, and nothing to do with our actual presentation topic. Warm fuzzy feelings or crumbs. Teaching a feeling of empowerment is either a crumb or a lie. Actual power, and nothing less, is a brownie. There are some whole brownies in the AAC field. The recent special issue of the AAC Journal, where every article was either solely or jointly authored by AAC users. From where I'm typing, that looks real for the AAC user authors. Maybe not for every citation of work by AAC users, but I think the AAC user authors got their full brownies and not just crumbs. How people use what's in that issue is yet to be seen, and I wish I could be more optimistic about it than I am. Unfortunately, I know the most common way AAC for speaking autistic adults, overview and recommendations get cited is to say AAC helps non-speaking autistic children. It is also regularly misrepresented as being about my experience as a part-time AAC user. The paper might not have changed much in its content had I included my own experiences rather than intentionally avoiding them. But I did, in fact, intentionally avoid them. If you want my story, try Am I the Curriculum? And prepare to be at least as uncomfortable as you are right now. So every experience I discussed in AAC for speaking autistic adults, whether I share the experience or not, references someone else. I seriously considered avoiding an entire book as a potential source, because I'm also in it. So when people call that about my experiences as a part-time AAC user, if they manage to remember it's not about non-speaking children, it puts a serious damper on my confidence that the AAC user-authored research in the special issue will get cited in ways that indicate attention to the words we actually wrote. So fully speaking, researchers and professionals, call proving me wrong my challenge for you. I don't mean telling me anything. I mean prove me wrong, with evidence. Actions. Agree or disagree. Engage like you paid attention to the actual content of what we said, and to the places where we don't quite agree with each other, too. But the special issue itself? Call that our new medium point. A high point would need AAC users as guest editors, and peer reviewers maybe get one of us in as editor-in-chief. As for the symposium that led to the special issue, at least half the presentations came from AAC users or teams with AAC users, and we learned almost no one knows how to handle tech for a live, in-person panel with multiple AAC users. Congratulations. That was real, and that's our new floor. Go forth and demand your brownies, not just crumbs. Dr. Zisk out.
Alicia, thank you so very much for your brilliant speech. I think that you have raised some critical points that truly resonates with us because we all have high aspirations, and although we have a long, long way to go, and sometimes we feel that we are still at the beginning of our journey, I think that each day starts with the first step. And step by step, we move forward. So I hope that we'll be able to move forward. So maybe let's bite for the next 2 days into this little brownie that the conference offers us and continue on. So last year, the lead committee organized an event centered around poets that use AAC, showcasing original poems that they have written. This collection was compiled into a book that has been translated into several languages, and the book is available on the Isaac website. This year, the event is expanding and will include additional activities. And now I'm handing over the reins of the opening ceremony to the lead committee, who will guide us into some wonderful hours ahead. But before that, some more issues and some activities by Franklin.
Thank you, Yonit. And as well, a big thank you and round of applause to Dr. Zisk for her amazing remarks. Thank you so much for agreeing to speak with us today. We very much appreciate it. So this is sort of the fun part of the opening ceremonies, where, and just bear with me while I share my screen here, where we are presenting our amazing Isaac prize draw. So let me just quickly run through the logistics of this. We have a number of prizes available, and in terms of eligibility, only purchasers of paid orders are eligible for selection for prizes. Prize winners will be are determined randomly, and you'll see how momentarily. Isaac leadership, staff, and volunteers are excluded from prizes, and the names and email addresses of winners will be forwarded to the provider of the prize for fulfillment. So the first prize that is up for our prize draw is being provided by our good friends at Smartbox. It is a one no-cost grid license, value approximately $500. So, and I've been advised that I inadvertently misgendered Dr. Zisk, so please, my apologies for that. That was for sure unintentional. So let me just stop my screen share for a moment, and let's see if we can get our amazing Isaac prize wheel up on the screen, and hopefully everyone can see that. So let's give it a spin, and so the winner of the one no-cost grid license is Dawn Young. Congratulations, Dawn. Our next prize is from our good friends at ATIA. It is a single no-cost registration to ATIA 2026, and it is valued at approximately $580. Let's give the wheel a spin. Laura Kramer. Congratulations, Laura. And by the way, I should mention that all of these prizes are transferable. So if someone does want to transfer it to another individual, that certainly is an available option. Prize draw number 3, we have 3 no-cost early bird registrations for our 2026 virtual conference. In total, value approximately $580 US. So let's spin for our first. Lana Marcusio. Congratulations, Lana. That is a no-cost registration for next year's virtual event. Let's spin one more time for the second. Linda Friesen. Congratulations, Linda. And the last of our Eric Sanders. Congratulations, Eric. And that takes care of our prizes, I believe. Yes. So let me hand things over now. Let me just share my screen one more time. Bear with me, please. There we go. Let's hand it back to Yonit for some closing remarks. Yonit, take it away.
Thank you, Franklin. And now it's with great honor that I'm handing over the reins to the opening ceremony to the lead committee, who will guide us into some wonderful hours ahead. Thank you.
So we just have a couple of minutes before the 12 noon start. I just put the agenda up on the screen, and we will leave it up on the screen until the start of the event in approximately 7 minutes from now.